Hey everyone, I've been back to Granada to attend to Race's advanced flamenco guitar workshop. Oh, how I miss those narrow streets, beautiful surroundings and great smell.
Okay. Okay.
The flowers that bloomed in spring were withered, but now we had jasmine grandiflorum, which is the actual jasmine variant you use for jasmine flower teas, which just smelled wonderful. I'm a tea nerd that brings his own travel tea set everywhere, so being around those beautiful plants just made me smile even brighter. The workshop was held in the beautiful Peña La Plateria. It actually is the oldest peña in the Albaicin district and is like a closed club. You become a member when you get an approval and an invitation, which Kai has, and so he can bring his friends, or in this case his students, not only have the workshop there in this beautiful place, but also attend to weekly shows and reserve seats for his friends. This workshop has been far more than just great lessons, though. Kai made sure that we have the best experience in this week, and that included tickets to all the shows we went together. trying out guitars from luthiers with the option to buy one at a great discount. To attend to the advanced workshop, you need to have an interview first to see whether you're fit for it. Apparently, my previous session with Kai proved me fit. I was happy to be one of the selected few to join in. About the workshop. We had about 4 hours of lessons every day, Monday through Friday, with a well-needed half-time break each day. I want to talk about this workshop as unbiased as I can be, but after this great experience, I can't not rave about Kai and his work. Having a pedagogical music teacher diploma myself, I can safely say that Kai's methods are on top level. He knows how to teach so that you understand it, can work on it, and keep it fresh. He knows how to make you feel good about your accomplishments, and also how to throw you off and find your weak points just to come up with practical solutions. These are skills accumulated from decades of teaching and actually reflecting on methods over and over again. This level of pedagogical finesse is hard to find anywhere else, especially in flamenco. I learned from other teachers who were great players but lacked in pedagogical skills. Kai made sure that we get the most out of the workshop, always leaning towards our preferences and working from there. He also made sure that we keep what we learn, so he recorded no less than 40 private videos to sum up what we have done. Wow, that's a great service. We also had a guest singer, and I was very happy to meet Nieves again, the singer I met 2 years prior, and we tackled accompanying her singing Por Soleá and Bulerías. It was high up on my bucket list to finally crack Soleá accompaniment, and I'm happy that I had the opportunity to do so. She's very talented and thankfully very patient. When we later went for some lunch, she also gave me a private lesson in palmas, clicking with the tongue, its percussive sounds, and jaleos.
Catania. After 4. 1, 2, 3. Catania.
Everyone in this workshop, the teachers, the students, they all were great. And it didn't take long for me to have the feeling of being in a musical family. Yes, I missed Sokol, who joined me on my first trip, but we will meet again in Andalusia someday. Oh yeah, and speaking of dinner, one thing that Granada is just unrealistically great for is their tapas. I had no tapas that didn't taste good, and all of them came free with the drinks, even if I only had agua sin gas, which is just plain still water. I was surprised by the variety of cervezas sin alcohol they have, because I drink my beer alcohol-free. I gained about 5 kilos within the 9 days I stayed in Granada. Considering that I had some good cardio workouts going up and down hills all the time, this is just a staple of how good the food was, and how much I love eating there. Now it's story time. The workshop was at the same time the Granada Guitar Festival was held. The workshop took 5 days, and I booked a few extra days because I wanted to see Paco Serrano live. His first album, called Mi Camino, is one of my favorite albums, and is also in Kai's must-listen-to albums list. While signing up for the workshop, I told this to Kai, and he pointed out that apparently I was looking at the wrong calendar. I told Kai that I still can have a great time with those extra days in Granada, but of course I was disappointed by my inability to properly read a calendar. Oh my. Paco Serrano's tremolo part in one of his granainas was the first tremolo piece I transcribed and learned, and used for playing to my teacher in Carmen de las Cuevas in 23, and I still love the very romantic melody. What a bummer. A bit later, Kai reached out to me and said that he managed to get Paco Serrano as a guest teacher for the workshop. Wow! What a surprise, really. Wow, that's very, very fortunate. I was so happy. At the beginning of the 2-hour lesson with Paco, we asked about his picado and tone. He made sure to cover all the basic techniques and give some more detailed hints and tips, pointing out that picado is merely an effect and other traditional techniques can be a lot more important. You can play whole pieces authentically without the use of picado. Like so often before, we were reminded the importance of a good thumb, solid rasgueados, and above all, a tight compass. Sounds like a standard beginner's advice, but combined with his detailed explanations on his approach of each technique, what to look out for and what works out for him, and what to look out for when it does not work out for you, really was very valuable. Only after making sure to have covered every other technique, he talked about picado. I personally really like his strong and big tone, which apparently is all fingers. I heard him play 5 different guitars and they all sounded like Paco Serrano. In the second half of the lesson, we asked for some tangos insights. Among other things, we got about 30 different compass variations, with personal preferences and explanations about the origin of some of them. After the lesson, we met with Paco Serrano for lunch, and Kai told him about my mishap of not looking at the right calendar. Paco Serrano was happy to hear that I wanted to extend my stay just for his concert, and mentioned that he actually does play at the Granada Guitar Festival this year. There was an international guitar luthier competition and Paco Serrano was the one to play the 3 guitars that made it into the finals for the judges to find out the winner. I got a personal invitation to witness this and I'm grateful for Kai to connect us. Apparently Paco Serrano and I are WhatsApp buddies now. That's a great thing about Kai. He knows a lot of people and is known by so many. With one of my colleagues I had this running gag. Every time we went out on the streets with Kai, there were some people greeting him and talking to him. We always said, he's the celebrity here. And yeah, he doesn't hesitate to connect you with the others too. So awesome, really awesome. When I arrived at the venue an hour earlier, I asked Paco what palo he's going to play. And he said he hasn't decided yet and asked me about my preferences. I thought the Granainas would be very fitting here in Granada and he decided on the spot. Okay, so I'll play Granainas, Rodenia and Guajiras. What a great guy. So easygoing. Wow. And the competition was very interesting. The finalists were guitars from Spain, Switzerland and China. Funny enough, I instantly fell in love with the look of the Chinese guitar, but sound-wise, the Spanish one was subjectively the best. It was very impressive to see Paco Serrano play the guitars he has never seen before in front of audience and judges. This trip was phenomenal. The music, the people, the food, the whole experience was awesome and I feel really happy and privileged. I owe a big thank you to Kai. The trip wouldn't have been the same without all of his efforts. He really made the best time for all of us attendees. And he never told me to talk about this workshop here, but this is my personal and unbiased opinion. This workshop is by far the best way to dive into, experience and improve on flamenco guitar. Kai is a great player and an astounding teacher who goes the extra mile to turn something good into something supreme. I'm very happy about my experience and look forward to come back again and dive in further. This is my way. This is my way. Es mi camino. Thank you for watching.